Here we have the Steeda upgraded front hub kit fitting your 2015 to 2023 Mustang. This hub kit is standard equipment on Mustang Mach 1s, both base Mach 1s and handling packs, but if you're looking for a great upgrade for your standard S550 Mustang, this is a great way to go. We want to address this video specifically to those hardcore track guys. Whether you're a weekend warrior out of the HBDs or time attacks or a hardcore road racer, this kit is a great upgrade for you. Jamie, tell us a little bit more about this kit and why it might be a good upgrade for those road racers out there.
The S550 Mustang has always been a little bit susceptible to front wheel bearing failure. These have an upgraded wheel bearing assembly in comparison to a standard GT or even the Magna Ride cars that had bolt-on front wheel bearings. As you can see, this is the Magna Ride versus the Mach 1. You can see, obviously, that there's a big difference in the size of the bearing.
For sure. That means they could take a lot more load, a lot more heat.
A lot more load, a lot more heat. The cars that are running bigger tire wheel package, different offsets, that put a lot more load through the hub. This is the hub kit for them to stop that problem.
And if you're at home in the garage diagnosing a front wheel hub issue, this is a great opportunity to pick up a kit like this because you're not only going to be replacing the wheel hubs that you were already going to be replacing anyways, but you're going to be getting a complete upgraded kit. Outside of the bearings, let's talk a little bit more about the geometry. What kind of improved geometry are we going to see from these knuckles?
Ford took what they learned on the GT350 and 500 programs and put that knowledge into the Mach 1 when they were developing it, and that's where these knuckles came from. They have an improved roll center geometry for cars that are lowered, and they have a better bump steer for cars that are lowered, where you're not having to make big adjustments. If you have a bump steer kit on your car already or considered putting one on, depending on how much it's lowered, you don't have to make as big of adjustment or may not really need it as long as you haven't dropped your car more than about 5/8 of an inch from a standard GT.
And with the standard GT versus the Mach 1 handling pack, all these different trim level Mustangs, depending on how they're equipped, do come at different factory ride heights. We all know that a base GT is going to sit much higher than a Mach 1 handling pack. These knuckles are built already for the Mach 1 handling pack, so if you have a base GT and you throw a set of our dual rates or even coilovers on there and you're lowering what, up to an inch from factory?
If you're lowering the car up to an inch from the factory, then yeah, you're gonna need to do a bump steer kit for sure. But if you're only gonna be dropping it 5/8 of an inch or somewhere in that neighborhood, it might not be as necessary to spend that money.
So for those people out there that wanna just add the hub bearing assembly and not necessarily the knuckle, why are they not compatible with the previous GT knuckles?
Well, there was two different design knuckles for the GTs before the Mach 1, and one of them did have a bolt-on hub like this. Those were the Magna Ride cars from 18 and up. And it's a different bolt pattern, and it's a different bolt size. So it won't bolt to this knuckle correctly. And the earlier GTs, and especially all the non-Magna Ride, they had a different style knuckle altogether where the hub actually slid on and was held in place with a single nut. So it wouldn't be compatible with those cars at all.
Outside of the obvious benefits from the knuckle, what kind of benefits are we gonna see from the hub bearing assembly over the GT? Basically, for those people out there that are just looking to put a stock replacement back in, Jamie, why should they go with this assembly and this knuckle kit?
The wheel bearing is a much heavier duty bearing. They don't suffer from the side loading that the standard GT and the older Magna Ride cars do, where you could have wheel speed sensor issues and your traction control come back on, especially if you're at the track, autocross course, and you're middle of the run and your traction control just all of a sudden pops back on. This kit will help stop that from happening because it's not going to allow the missing speed signal at that wheel anymore.
And that's a very common issue for those people out there that do run 18x11 or 19x11, 19x12 wheels with super wide tires. You're putting so much stress on the hub, you're putting so much stress on those sensors, they may not be able to pick up the information they need, and it makes the computer freak out. I can even say we experienced that on the GT350 when we were autocrossing too.
And we had it on the GT350 and the EcoBoost. We've had it happen several times.
But not necessarily the Mach 1, which had the same wheel and tire package on it.
Had the same wheel and tire package, but it also had the bigger hub bearings.
Exactly. So essentially Ford took all the best parts of a naturally aspirated S550. We know Mach 1 is the pinnacle of NA S550 and created the Mach 1 specific knuckle that gives you the performance benefits that you see from the 350s and the 500s and the comfort from those GT premium cars, all in a great package. Now, Jamie, obviously we know that this is standard equipment on the Mach 1 and Mach 1 handling pack, but why won't this kit fit on a 350 or a 500?
The 350 and the 500 had a much larger brake package, and they had what are referred to as radial mount calipers, where they had studs that holds the calipers directly to the knuckle. These don't have that feature, where the GT350 and 500 brakes won't bolt directly to them. The ball joint pin diameters are different. Same thing with the outer tie rod. It has a different diameter and taper, so you can't use this on 350 and 500 equipped vehicles.
So what S550s would this be a good upgrade for?
EcoBoost and up. It'll fit every EcoBoost V6, standard GTs, GTs with MagneRide, be a direct bolt-on. You can use any of those standard brake packages that those cars came with. The control arms will all bolt to them without any modifications.
So basically, if you're a road racer and you want to see the benefits of not only the hub assembly, but also the improved geometry of the knuckle, this is a great option for your S550. Now, speaking of road racing, we have our number 20 car, and this kit we have tested extensively out on the track in our number 20 road race car. Jamie, can you speak a little bit more to our testing in that car?
Yeah, we've had it at Sebring several times with this hub kit on it, just to find out if it is more durable than the standard GT stuff that we had been running. That car still had its original knuckles. It had the had this style hub where it slid on. It had a single nut that held it in place. And over the years, since 2018 that we've been actually road racing the car, we've replaced the hubs multiple times. Same issue where we have ABS sensor dropping out, especially in turns. So we decided we needed to go with a much stronger hub, and this has fixed that problem.
And in our extensive testing at Sebring, have we shown any extensive signs of wear with this kit installed?
No, we haven't shown any signs of wear at all. The hub bearings are still have the same feel as new ones. We haven't had any problems with ABS codes popping up, traction control magically bouncing on, things like that. We haven't had any problems with it at all. It's been very good.
And in terms of installation on your S550 Mustang, this kit includes everything you need to not only upgrade the knuckles, but also the hub bearing assembly as well, and the ABS wiring to plug right into your existing harness. With that said, hit us up right here at Steeda.com if you want to see any more of these hardcore road racing parts or some of those entry-level tech style videos. We love putting those out for you. Comment below and let us know if you have any questions. We are all ears. Be sure to hit that like, subscribe, the notification bell, and don't forget the most important thing.
Speed matters.